Well, this was a great game opener. I don't know that we've ever scored that many points. The first game, period. And it's a rarity for us to score that many points anyway. But it's not unexpected in that the team is working very, very, very hard, attacking the basket a lot more and getting to the rim. And I think that the camaraderie is outstanding.
Do you want to take a seat?
Yeah.
Next to the microphone.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it.
Question.
Coach, so much I thought about ahead of the year, Tekia maybe being in such an attack mode this season. Where would you say she is from what we've observed from her in terms of being ready to basically, I guess, kind of always being in a scorer's mentality kind of this year with her role right away? Tekia.
Oh, yeah. But the whole thing that we're doing is trying to be more in an attack mode. I mean, you know that defensively we've always played the 55 and been a lot of pressure. And if you've noticed, we didn't play the 55 but a few times when we went to the free throw line. So that has generally been the way we've generated points. But what we're doing now is we're playing more zones. We will get into the 55, which is a tougher man-to-man defense, and we will get into the man-to-man defense and then playing the 55. But our mindset offensively is to dribble, attack, continue to attack and push the ball down people's throat, basically. Yes.
So I know a lot of athletic teams have kind of a mentality that they want to have an identity that they continue with through the whole season. So I guess for any of the three of you, what do you guys see early on, and what do you kind of want to push towards further down the line through the season?
Honestly, just like Coach said, always being on attack mode. Obviously, we've always been known as a pretty good defensive team, and so we want to keep that up. Putting a lot of pressure on the ball, getting steals, forcing the other team to turn the ball over, and just basically turning our defense into offense. Pretty much the same thing, and just taking good shots like we did today, and that's about it.
For KK,
Yeah.
first time playing at the rack in a year and a half. What was it like?
It was good. It was good. Glad to be back. It was tough sitting out, last year, but I learned a lot. Still played a big role with my team, staying involved on the sidelines and stuff like that. I'm just happy I'm healthy and able to lead this team this year.
I know it's hard to say there's a lot of room for improvement with such a definitive victory, but what, if anything, you want to improve, like team-wise, anything?
Well, me, being a type person, I'm a type of player. I don't really think about points. It's about defense to me. Like, that's what this school and this team, and that's what our alma mater stands for, like, defense. Like, today we scored 100 points, but we got pretty good teams coming up in Maryland, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's defense. We got to get better at our defense. Listening to our teammates when they call a certain, defensive position, and just basically pounding it in on defense so we can get to our offense and get in attack mode. Defense starts offense.
Coach,
Yes.
It's the earliest Rutgers has ever scored 100 points, earliest you've ever had 100 points here.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What is it about the offense in Game 2 that they've clicked so well?
I think that we're running a lot more. We're running and we're pressing, and we seldom play an entire game with a press, but we did, and we're staying in the attack mode, and I think that the team has adapted well, extremely well, because we're working with another offense, and then we're using the same offenses that we have used in the past, but we're working with another offense that invites the driving and kicking and all that, and it plays. It really, I think, has set the tempo for us. And of course, when you reach those kind of scores, then the people that are on the offense is busy trying to bring the ball up the floor against the press, and that way they're turning it over. And so, like KK said, the defense is creating the offense as well.
Coach A, early in the season, thinking about your player rotation substitution pattern, are you still looking for certain player combinations, or where are you at? Because usually teams where we are in this part of November aren't where you're going to be in March. So what sorts of, if you wouldn't mind talking a little bit about the player combinations and what you're looking for if you've settled in how much?
You're right. We generally don't settle into this is our team for right now. But I think that the team would agree that we are all contributing in a big way, one for all for one, and everybody is really encouraging each other. I've said it before. I think that there's been times that I've had teams that have like more individual talent, but this is the most talented, but the group that works the hardest and works together extremely well. And so they complement. I think that you see that on the bench. You see them cheering and supportive of each other, and it makes a world of difference. So at the end of the day, we're going to focus on defense and offense. And KK's playing now, but you notice that there are two players that aren't even on the floor. Three players.
Mm-hmm.
Three players that are not on the floor, and that is
Alexis, Noga, and Zippy. Really,
Alexa, Noga, and Zippy. They will play a major role a little bit later. They aren't even in playing now. But it's great because it gives everybody else an opportunity to step it up and play. And quite frankly, the way we play, you have to get a breather anyway. You've got to, play for 5 minutes or so, and then you got to sit down and catch your breath, and then come back in. And as long as we have that mindset, and I think that we noticed that in the third quarter, we generally dropped, in our scoring, but we made a point of, really emphasizing the third quarter and what we're going to do. And so everybody took it upon themselves to be stingy on the defensive side and then attack on the offensive side.